Imagine a world where firemen don't put out fires. They start them. Imagine a world where owning a book is a crime. Where thinking too deeply makes you antisocial. Where happiness is mandatory, enforced not by law, but by distraction. Where people drive at 150 miles an hour, stare at wall-sized screens 24 hours a day, and never, never stop long enough to ask why. Now imagine one man, a fireman, a book burner, who wakes up one morning and realizes he has never been happy a single day in his life. That is where Fahrenheit 451 begins. Ray Bradbury published this novel in 1953, over 70 years ago. And yet, in an age of shrinking attention spans, information overload, and screens in every pocket, it reads less like a warning from the past and more like a report from the present. Today we're diving deep into one of the most important novels ever written. We'll cover every major idea, every turning point, every character, and by the end, I promise you, the world will look just a little different. Let's burn. Before we meet our hero, let's understand the world he lives in. The story is set in a future America, no specific date, but the technology and culture make it feel terrifyingly familiar. It's a society built entirely around speed and sensation. People zip around in jet cars going hundreds of miles per hour. Billboards are hundreds of feet long because cars pass too fast to read short ones. Seashell radios, tiny earbuds, pump constant music and chatter directly into people's ears. And the walls of every home are enormous floor-to-ceiling television screens filled with shallow parlor families, interactive soap operas that address viewers by name, making them feel connected while actually keeping them completely isolated. Books have been banned, not gradually, not by government decree at first, but because people stopped reading them. Society moved so fast, became so fragmented, that books felt slow, boring, and worse, offensive. Every group found something in literature to dislike. Every minority felt some book insulted them. So rather than offend anyone, society simply eliminated everything. And the firemen, they enforced this emptiness, armed with flamethrowers and the number 451 on their helmets, the temperature at which paper burns. They respond to calls, torch homes where books are found, and keep the world clean and happy. This is the world Guy Montag was born into. This is the world he believes in. Until one night, he meets a girl. Our protagonist is Guy Montag, a 30-year-old fireman who loves his job, or thinks he does. The novel opens with him returning from a burn, grinning, feeling the satisfaction of destruction. Everything seems fine. Then, walking home one evening, he encounters Clarisse McClellan, a 17-year-old girl who is, by the standards of her world, completely insane. She walks slowly. She tastes the rain. She asks why instead of how. She notices the man in the moon. She smells old leaves. And as she and Montag walk together, she asks him a single question that detonates something deep inside him. Are you happy? Montag laughs it off. Of course he's happy. But when he gets home, the laugh dies. He looks at his house, the walls humming with noise, his wife Mildred plugged into her seashells, and he realizes, maybe for the first time, he has no idea what happiness even feels like. He enters the bedroom and finds Mildred unconscious. She has swallowed an entire bottle of sleeping pills. When the medics come, and they come casually, because it happens 9 or 10 times a night, they pump her stomach with machines, replace her blood, and send her on her way. No psychiatrist, no concern, no police report. The next morning, Mildred remembers nothing. She watches the wall screens, asks about last night's party, and moves on. This moment is devastating. Montag looks at his wife, a woman he's been married to for years, and realizes he cannot remember where or when they met. She is a stranger, and so, in a very real sense, is he. Clarisse keeps appearing over the following days, opening Montag's eyes to things he's never noticed. Dewdrops, the color of the sky, the fact that people don't talk anymore, they just make noise. and Montag begins to feel a terrifying hunger, though he doesn't yet know what he's hungry for. Meanwhile, at the Firehouse, an 8-legged robotic tracker called the mechanical Hound growls at Montag, a sign that someone may have programmed it with his chemical profile. Captain Beatty, Montag's boss, dismisses it, but Montag is rattled. Then comes the fire that changes everything. The crew responds to an old woman's house, her books hidden in the attic. Standard procedure: clear the books, torch everything. But this woman refuses to leave. She stands among her books, reciting the last words of Nicholas Ridley, a man burned alive for heresy. "We shall this day light such a candle, by God's grace, in England, as I trust shall never be put out." And she strikes the match herself. She burns with her books. Montag is shattered, and he realizes, without fully understanding why, that his hand has slipped a book under his coat. He has stolen it. A few days later, Clarisse is gone. "Hit by a car," Mildred tells him casually. "Maybe dead." Montag had known her for less than 2 weeks, but she had changed him irrevocably. She was the first person in years who had truly seen him. He goes to bed sick with grief and guilt. Under his pillow is the stolen book. When Montag calls in sick, Captain Beatty pays him a visit. Beatty is no fool. He's the most dangerous kind of villain, a deeply intelligent man who has chosen conformity. In an extraordinary monologue, Beatty explains how the world got this way. It wasn't a government coup. It was gradual. Population growth meant mass media had to appeal to everyone simultaneously, so content was dumbed down, condensed, simplified until nothing of substance remained. Books were increasingly offensive to increasingly sensitive groups. Speed and technology left no room for slow, careful thought. And so people chose comfort over complexity. The firemen didn't start burning books. The public did, figuratively, long before the firemen showed up with actual fire. Beatty's final warning is chilling. You've got a 24-hour grace period. If you haven't burned that book by tomorrow, we'll come burn it for you. He knows Montag has it, and he's giving him a chance. Montag doesn't burn it. He starts reading. Part 2 takes its title from a memory Montag has as a child, trying to fill a sieve with sand for a dime, watching it pour through no matter how fast he shoveled. He feels the same way about books now. No matter how fast he reads, the words seem to slip away, unable to take root in a mind trained for decades not to think. He is desperate. He remembers, from a year ago, an old man he'd encountered in a park, a retired English professor named Professor Faber. Faber is the novel's intellectual conscience. Frightened, elderly, living alone with his books and his secrets, he has spent decades watching the world burn and saying nothing. He is, as he admits himself, a coward. But when Montag arrives on his doorstep holding a Bible, one of the last remaining copies, something ignites in the old man. Faber explains that it's not books themselves that matter, it's what's in them. 3 things are missing from their society: quality of information, texture, truth, the pores of life that good writing captures, leisure to digest it, not just time off, but real quiet, space to think without being bombarded, the right to act on what you've learned, freedom to actually do something with knowledge. He gives Montag a tiny radio earpiece, a green bullet, so Faber can whisper guidance into his ear from a safe distance. Faber will be the brain. Montag will be the body out in the world. It's a fragile, desperate alliance. Back home, Montag discovers that Mildred has revealed the books to her shallow friends, Mrs. Phelps and Mrs. Bowles, who come over for an evening of wall-screen entertainment. These women are a perfect portrait of a novel's dystopia. They've had multiple husbands, one killed in war, one dead by suicide. They send their children away to school and barely know them, and they discuss an imminent world war with the same detached airiness one might discuss a minor inconvenience. Montag cracks. He reads them Dover Beach by Matthew Arnold, a poem about the retreating tide of faith and meaning, the world offering only confusion and pain. Mrs. Phelps starts weeping. She doesn't know why. Mrs. Bowles is furious. "This is exactly what books do," she says, "make people unhappy." Faber, listening through the earpiece, begs Montag to stop. He keeps going. He burns the book afterward, but the damage is done. The women flee. Mildred is terrified, and Montag knows that the clock is running out. Montag returns to work, hands trembling, Faber whispering in his ear. Captain Beatty performs a dazzling and sinister trick. He quotes literature against Montag, using the very books Montag loves to confuse him, to show how any text can be twisted to argue anything. It's intellectual violence. Beatty is brilliant, cynical, and utterly nihilistic. And then the alarm sounds. The address they are sent to? Montag's own house. Mildred has turned him in. She walks out with a suitcase and a taxi, her face blank with powder, not even looking at him. It was she who betrayed him, though Beatty adds that her friends had already called it in first. Beatty forces Montag to burn his own house, with a flamethrower, room by room. The books, the walls, the twin beds, everything he has built his life on, gone in fire. Then Beatty finds the earpiece and threatens to track down Faber. And something in Montag simply breaks. He turns the flamethrower on Beatty. He burns his captain alive. He fights off the mechanical Hound. It injects him with procaine before he destroys it, leaving his leg partially numb. He hobbles away into the night, a fugitive and a murderer. In a moment of darkly poetic revenge, he plants books in fellow fireman Black's house and calls it an alarm. Then he runs. The pursuit of Montag becomes a live television broadcast, a spectacle for an audience of millions. In a cruel and brilliant twist, when the actual Montag escapes into the river, the authorities can't admit failure. So they find a random innocent man walking alone at night, a suspicious act in this world, and have the mechanical Hound kill him on camera, announcing to the nation that Montag is dead. The show must go on. Montag, meanwhile, submerges himself in the river, stripping off his scent-soaked clothes, changing into Faber's old things, letting the current carry him away from the city. For the first time in the novel, there is silence. Real silence. Stars overhead, the smell of grass and earth. The world is vast and alive and real in a way the parlor walls never were. He weeps, and he floats on. Downstream, Montag finds a group of men huddled around a fire in the wilderness. Not a burning fire, a warming fire. The distinction shakes him to his core. The leader is Granger, a writer, philosopher, and organizer of what might be the most radical act of preservation in human history. Around this campfire are former professors, historians, scientists, and thinkers, each one a living library. They have memorized entire books. One man is Plato's Republic, another is Marcus Aurelius. Somewhere out there, thousands more walk abandoned railroad tracks, carrying the great works of human civilization inside their heads. They don't plan to fight the government. They plan to wait, to survive the coming catastrophe, and, when the world needs rebuilding, to offer what they've saved. As Granger puts it, we are nothing but dust jackets for books, of no significance otherwise. Montag, it turns out, carries part of the book of Ecclesiastes. And then it happens. They hear the bombers. The war, hinted at throughout the entire novel, arrives. In an instant, the city is gone. Obliterated. Mildred, her hotel, her parlor family, the wall screens, all of it dust. Montag thinks of her in her final moment, leaning toward the screens, and feels a sorrow not for a wife he truly knew, but for everything she could have been and wasn't, for the life they might have shared and didn't. He clings to the earth as the blast wave rolls over them. And in that moment, lying flat, dust in his mouth, the world remade, the words come to him. Ecclesiastes, clear, complete, uninterrupted. To everything there is a season, a time to break down, and a time to build up. The books in his memory are safe. So what is Bradbury actually saying? First, censorship isn't always imposed from above. Sometimes it grows from below, from our own discomfort, our own impatience, our own demand to be comfortable at all costs. Second, distraction is a weapon. When you fill every second of a person's life with noise and stimulation, you don't need to forbid thought. You simply make it impossible. Third, books, and by extension, art, philosophy, history are not luxuries. They are the record of what it means to be human. Destroy them, and you don't just lose information. You lose your soul. Fourth, one person can matter. Clarisse changed Montag with a few conversations. Faber changed him with a Bible and a radio earpiece. And Montag carried a piece of Ecclesiastes through fire and flood and the end of a city. Finally, like the phoenix, the mythical bird Beatty wears on his helmet, humanity burns itself down again and again. But we also rise again. The difference, Granger says, is that we know what we did, and knowing is everything. Fahrenheit 451 is not a comfortable book. It's not supposed to be. It's a book that looks at you, really looks, and asks, "Are you happy?" And then waits, patiently, while you figure out that you don't actually know the answer. Ray Bradbury wrote it in 9 days, on a rented typewriter in a library basement, for 10 cents per half hour. He wrote it because he was afraid, not of governments, but of us, of our willingness to trade depth for ease, meaning for entertainment, truth for comfort. If you've never read it, read it. It's short, it's gorgeous, and it will stay with you like a slow burn. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe. We cover books like this every week. And if you think someone in your life needs to hear the story, share it with them. Until next time, keep reading, keep thinking, and whatever you do, don't let the fire in your mind go out.